Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Okay, so how was on Saturday, if you all remember, we started ad-dars al-thalithu. We started the third lesson in the book. Isn't it? Okay, so I assigned you homework and I assigned you what? Somebody tell me what the homework is. Mashallah, you did it all? Okay, we're going to do a quick review, so inshallah if you weren't here, you'll catch up really quickly. Right, so it was the exercises 2, 3, and 4, right? Yep, okay, so let's look. In this lesson, what did we learn? What were the 2 new words that we learned? It's okay if you forgot. Inshallah, we're going to review them today. We're going to do a review and we're going to go over the exercises. Oh, mashallah, you did the coloring too. Right, okay, so we learned hadihi. And we learned male and female names. So hadihi is basically when you know how you use hada, right? And you point to something and you say like, hada baytun, right? Let's say you wanted to point to a girl. Then you have to say hadihi. So when you want to point to a boy, you say hada, and when you want to point to a girl, you say hadihi. So that's basically one thing we learned. And then the second thing is man. Okay, so we have a question: is man for living or non-living things? Oh, good. Okay, Brother Asher, he says man is for living things. Yes, that's the correct answer. Man is for living things, like me or you, or any sort of human being, right? In that case, you would use who, right? You would use man. So man is the second thing we learned. Just like we say ma hadha, we can say man hadha. And in man hadha would be, we're asking about a person, living things. When we said ma hadha, we were asking about things like beds, or things like desk, pen, right? Those are non-living things. But what if we wanted to ask about who is this? What if we wanted to ask about people? Then we say man. So man hadha is when we want to use living things, and ma hadha for objects. Okay? So that was a quick review, right? And so let's test what you guys learned. And so inshallah, the exercises, you'll get a better understanding of what we actually did. So the first exercise was easy, right? You didn't even have to write anything, right? Okay, so what exactly did you, just a mini test, we're going to go over it. What exactly did you find out from the differences between the Asma-ul-Rijal, which is the male, boy names, and the Asma-ul-Nisa, which are the female names? Okay, so we're going to go over them today, and inshallah we'll give you more homework for groups. Right. Okay, so on the Asma-ul-Rijal, yes, we have this tanween. We have 2 dhammas. We have a tanween, and on the female names, how many do we have? We have 1 dhamma. Just 1. Okay, so you guys learned the differences, how to tell between a male name and a female name. Right. So females have 1 and male has 2. This is very important because then that way you'll be able to identify. You'll be able to figure out which one is which. Right? Okay. So let's go on to the second one. Sister Beanie, we're going to go over it right now, some of the exercises as a review for the lesson we did, and then we'll give you more homework for groups, okay? Groups on Saturdays. So let's look at this second exercise. What were you supposed to do in the second exercise? It looks like fill in the blanks, right? Right, hada or hadihi, right. Okay, so, and we know the difference between hada and hadihi, right? Hada is for boys, hadihi for female, right? Okay, yes. So let's look at the first one. We're going to go over these pretty quickly because I know that, you guys already, mashallah, probably breathing through this, right? So let's look at the first one, the first blank. What is it pointing to? Who is being pointed to in this first sentence, first part of the sentence? Who is being pointed to? Right, you guys have the right answer, it's Hada, but who, okay, right, Hisham. And is Hisham a boy or a girl? Hisham is a boy, and so in this case, what do we use? Hada. Right, we're going to use Hada for this. Hada. So that's right, Hada is what we're going to use for this. And let's look at the second one. Who is being pointed to in this one? So we have Hada Hishaman, and right, the second one we're pointing to a girl, because we have Amina too. Amina is a girl's name, right? So we're going to put Hazihi. Hazihi. Right. Okay. So you guys get the answer, how you do this? You look at what's being pointed. Okay. Until our sister Shahuz, okay, basically what we're doing, you know how before we would do things like Hada Baytun, Hada Masjidun, Hada Maktabun, right? All of those were like male. They were male nouns, right? And in this case, we want to point to living people, like girls and boys and everything like that. Oh, mashallah, we do have Aminas in this. I wonder if we have Hisham, I'm not sure. So basically, if we want to point to a boy, and we want to say this is Hisham, we have to use this. This is Hada, and Hisham, we would say Hisham. So Hada Hisham means this is Hisham. But let's say we wanted to point to a girl. It's still going to be this is Amina, right? But in this case we have to use Hazihi, because Hazihi points to a girl. Okay. Okay, we got everybody on board. Let's go over the... Okay, inshallah we'll go over question 3. So question number 2. Right, so the first blank is going to be Hazihi. Right, because Zainab is a girl, so it's going to be Hazihi. And then the second blank, what is the second blank going to be? The second blank is going to be Hazihi as well. And why is that? Because Fatim, right, for this first one, Zainab was a girl's name, and the second one, why? Because Maryam is also a girl's name, right? Right, because we have to use feminine for this. Maryam is a girl, so we write Hazihi. So everybody understands why when we use have and when we use Hazihi? No, I'm good. Okay, let's look at the third one. The third one is a bit tricky. So we have Man blank, and then we have blank Fatima. Let's start with the second blank first. What is the second blank going to be? Hazihi, right. The second blank has to be Hazihi because Fatima is a girl's name. Right. So we write Hazihi. And then for the first blank, okay. So you know when you say a question, you always have to answer with the same thing, right? If I said Hada Baytun, you answer with, like if I asked you Ma Hada, you would say Hada Baytun, right? So what is the question going to be? You have to ask the same thing, right? Right, Hazihi. Alright, and who is this? And you would put, who is this? Yes, exactly, Fatima. So what are we asking in this sentence? What are we asking? What is the translation in English? Okay, Sister Shizal, we can't say Hazihi Baytun because Baytun is actually a male noun. You know, in a lot of different languages like Spanish or French or, you know, other kinds of languages, certain objects that also have male and female. And we know that Baytun, house, is male. So we always use male words for that. So we always use Hada for Baytun. and we always use هذه for female stuff, okay? Yes, in Urdu too, in lots of different languages it happens this way. Okay, let's look at the fourth sentence. Fourth sentence is easy as well, right? Who are we pointing to in both of these? Boys, right. So in both of these, we're going to have, right, هذا, because هذا points to boys. هذا, and then also here, هذا. So our full sentence, هذا جمال وهذا حامد. Both sentences, هذا and هذا. Okay, last one. This one you guys are going to tell me. What's the first blank? هذا. Right, هذا for Kamalin because Kamalin is a boy. And what is one sign that we know that Kamalin has to be a boy? What if you didn't know? Okay, Sister Fatima, I don't want you to get confused. This might be a question all of you have. The two Dhamma sign, it means A, right? Tanween. It means it's the Tanween sign. But not for nouns. Only in names is it one for girl, two for boys, okay? In nouns, regular nouns, all sorts of nouns have Tanween. Okay, don't worry about thinking about feminine and like whether Baithan is masculine. We'll learn that later. It's going to be really easy later on. So I want you to just focus on names for now. Okay? So in names, we know the rule. Oh, هذه. So the second blank, هذه, right. Because Maryam is female. Oh, mashallah, some of you guys even know, you're getting ahead of us, right? Some of you know the Arabic terms. I see some of you do. Okay, so inshallah, let's go on the third exercise. We'll do the third exercise together. Do you have any questions? We're just going to do it orally. Do you have any questions so far? No? Okay. So for the third exercise, what are we going to write for Zainab? How is that going to be pronounced fully? Like in a sentence. Zainab, Zainabu, right. Why is it only one U? Why isn't it Zainabun? Because it's female, it's a girl's name. Yes, we know that. And for the second one, how would we say that? We have هذه, هذه, right. هذه, we know that's a word. It means, what does it mean? هذه means this, right. This is, and only when we're pointing to female. Okay, so we're going to go through this quickly. The next word is Na'am. Yes, all of you like that one, right? Na'am with the sukoon on the meme. Na'am. Yes. And then, what does this mean right here? The next word. Dhalika. Right, dhalika. What does dhalika mean? In our next lesson, yes, it means that. In our next lesson, we're going to learn a little bit more about dhalika. Okay, just like we learned a little bit more about hada this lesson, we learned about hadihi next lesson. I'm giving you a sneak preview of this. We're going to learn a little bit more about dhalika. Okay? So, let's look at the next one. Jamalun, right? Two dhammas. Tanween. And why is it tanween? Boy's name, right. Right. Jamalun, because it's a boy's name. What is this next word right here? Man, yes, this is man. Just the question word we learned, right? Just how we have ma, and we have and we have, yes, and we have man. Those are our three. Right? Okay. So I'm going to leave you with this first line right here. Inshallah, for next class, I want you to finish up 2, 3, and 4, right? That was your homework from Saturday, right? and then we'll email you some more homework, okay? Because this is easy stuff. Do you have any questions before I conclude? Let me take them all up. Okay, ensure you get your homework emailed to you before Saturday's class, and ensure you can read it there. And I think some of you have already finished the 2, 3, and 4 exercises. What do you have to do in the 3rd lesson? Yes, these are the exercises 2, 3, 4, up to 5, right? Okay, mashallah, some of you have already finished the exercises, but 2, 3, and 4 was the one that was due previously. Okay, so assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.